Alright, we're back with part 2 of the top 75th anniversary box break. Last video, which I'm sure you've all watched already, we opened half the box. We got one of the autograph hits, 1 out of 3 autographs. And I don't think we got the buyback card yet either. So we have 3 hits yet to go. So we're going to pick up right where we left off. And let's open up a pack and let's take a look at them. Alright, so I don't know why I'm getting all the duplicate packs, but these are all cards we've seen before.
I got 1 duplicate.
We got the mod. Again. Now, we have another Batman card here.
Batman.
Oh, this is the buyback card. Alright.
Oh, Dad, remember on
So,
the scene in the
it's
Lego
stamped in the
movie
corner.
where they're breaking into the place? It's like throwing all those are First try.
First try. They actually have a Lego Batman movie coming out. So this is the buyback card, and you can see by the back, it's the original back, not the re-released 75th anniversary. So we'll put that aside. Batman overpowered.
And I got...
And these are all doubles again. Farrah Fawcett for the 3rd time, and that one. What did you get?
Removing the idol from Indiana Jones.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981. Harrison Ford. Not only Star Wars, but Indiana Jones. And then he capped it off with Blade Runner. What a run. But Indiana Jones, one of our favorites, I think it's safe to say. Very cool movie series. A lot of action. I even like the 4th one. Not as much as the first 3. But it's kind of grown on me over time. Despite people not liking it, it still made a $1 billion at the box office.
So we saw the first one, so now we have the Jaws 2.
Yes, we watched part of Jaws on TV the other day when they're singing on the boat and stuff.
And then one person dies.
Yes, one person dies. Jaws, again, another interesting trading card set to have from '78. Everyone knows the theme song. Dun, 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 dun.
It's in most popular. It's in most shark scenes.
Yep. Originally, when Steven Spielberg, who made E.T., also made Jaws, the original storyline, they were going to have a lot more of the shark. He was going to be much more visible. He had played a much bigger role in the movie. But they made this big fake shark that was like robot controlled, so it could open its mouth and chomp on people. It didn't work very well.
Why?
Because they couldn't get it to work right in the water. So it always would freeze up or when it worked right. So what they did is they had an option. They could either scrap the movie or they did something creative and they didn't show the shark at all. Very little, just coming out of the water, very close-ups, very little. So instead of having a shark all over the place, it's always there, but you don't see it and builds up the tension. So at the end when he does appear, it makes it even much more spectacular. But there you go. Technical difficulties with the Jaws himself led to probably a much better movie than it would have been if you saw him the whole time.
We got Robocop means business.
Robocop 2. Now, Robocop was a fantastic, bloody, gory movie. Very sarcastic of the government and law enforcement. Number 2, not so much, a little sillier, and I guess it was enough that they made a card series. Robocop, you wouldn't really think of yellow for Robocop, but evidently somebody did, and they're yellow bordered. Robocop, again, part 1 of Robocop was incredibly violent. They actually shoot the guy's hand off, and they bring him back as a robot. And for such a bloody, hard R movie, it had a couple sequels, it had a cartoon series, it had an action figure line, it has comic book lines.
Wow!
Nothing really ever matched the first movie, in my humble opinion. So if you have a chance to see the first one, definitely do. I haven't seen the remake that they came out with last year, and really not many people did, and it didn't do very well at all.
Okay, so I got Robin Rescued.
Robin Rescued. So that's a Batman, not really based on the TV series, I guess, but based on the original artwork. It's coincided with the TV show, but it featured paintings instead of photographs of the chintzy show. And these are really cool. These are really very collectible series of illustrations. Would you get the foil Robin Hood? Okay.
And we got Silent Conflict.
Oh, Hopalong Cassidy. 1950. This was their first real licensed hit. You could tell by the way they did the backgrounds there, adding a little color to the black and white show. The first licensed product Topps ever did. This is the actual size of the cards as well, I believe. The little 2 1/6 by 2 5/8. What else you got?
I got the A team. Don't give me no bull.
Don't give me no bull.
Oh, I thought I said bull E.
This is Mr. T. After he appeared in Rocky 3 as the villain, if you will, for Rocky Balboa to fight. Mr. T went on to the A-Team, where he played a tough guy who was afraid of flying. So every time they had to fly, they had to trick him into flying. They'd put him to sleep or they'd do something else. And then he'd always be mad at the rest of the team. And his name was B.A. Baracus, which stood for Bad Attitude. His mom named him Bad Attitude.
Okay.
That's a bad dude.
Got,
he was also in WrestleMania at the time, too.
Uncle.
Don't ask Roddy Piper about him. He can't stand Mr. T.
Okay,
so if you ever get a chance to see the WWE Hall of Fame induction of Mr. T, where he talks about his mama for 30 minutes, it's unbelievable. If you're of age, just sit back with a couple cocktails and watch it, and it's crazy.
Okay,
He's crazy.
We got the man of UNCLE.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was another spy
but it has
series
dots
in the 60s.
in between each letter.
Yeah, it stands for something.
Oh, what?
Oh, I don't know. The Man from U.N.C.L.E., let's see if it says on the back. It stood for the United Network Command for Law Enforcement.
Wow.
And is that Robert Goulet on it? It doesn't say. Oh! This is the story of a fateful trip. God, I used to know all these songs. And Captain Way, Gillian, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and Mary Ann, here on Gilligan's Island.
Okay, so we got, you said to drop everything, so I dropped the logs on the radio.
Yep, so that's Gilligan's Island from 1965.
You said to drop everything, so I dropped the log
that's
on
a
the
very,
radio.
That's a very Lucas statement right there. Gilligan's Island was a story of a group of people who went out on I think it was a 3-hour cruise, got washed ashore on a desert island that was off the maps. Now, if you know anything about anything, a 3-hour cruise ain't going to wash you up anywhere that can't be found. But they did. They spent years trying to get off the island. They'd always come close, but somehow Gilligan would usually mess it up. The professor would create all these ingenious inventions. And then I think they were stuck on the island when the show ended. It was just canceled. So they made a series of movies with the Harlem Globetrotters and a whole bunch of other things where people came to the island for however they did. And they could never get off the island. And then they finally did in one of the movies. They went back and they were famous castaways and they had demands on their time and all this other hunky-dory stuff. But it is actually a pretty funny series if you ever get John, what's his name? John Denver? The actor, not the singer, but the actor played Gilligan.
We have Terminator 2, I'll Be Back.
I'll Be Back. This is the sequel to the cult classic science fiction movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger as an android sent from the future into the past to kill the leader of the future's rebellion. T2 saw him come back as the hero role and featured state-of-the-art effects with liquid metal and all kinds of things. Again, another movie series that went on. I think they've made 5 of them now, with another reboot coming this summer featuring Matt Smith, who played...
I farted.
Excellent. Doctor Who.
What, Doctor Who?
These are all doubles. Oh, I got an autograph card.
Who is it of?
This is from Moonraker, Richard Heel.
Hi.
Who was Jaws, and he actually wrote Jaws underneath it. So Richard Keel.
We don't like that movie.
It wasn't a great movie.
Ooh. Yeah.
I got another Freddy Krueger, another Donkey Kong, and yet another...
Dad, guess what I got?
What'd you get?
I got The Times They Are A-Chinging from Back to the Future 2.
The Times They Are A-Changin'. Back to the Future 2.
Whee, my favorite.
Yep. Great movie series. Great.
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Great movie series. I don't think they made one for the original Back to the Future, but they made one for 2. The popular sequel lands them back in Hill Valley in 2015 amid fanatical, funny imaging of the future. Marty's back in trouble, thwarting a plot by Nemesis Biff. Captions the fronts and backs that offer storytelling and making of factoids, stickers, frames, stills for a stopwatch design with picture, puzzle pieces on the back. And that actually, I think, they went to the future, and it was 2015. I believe it was last month was when the date he arrived. We don't have hoverboards, and the Cubs have not won the World Series. So, not everything came true.
Okay.
Okay.
I got The Mothership Appears.
All right, another Steven Spielberg movie. This one was Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 1978. There's been actually, I believe, 5 different versions of this movie released at different times. Original theatrical cut, director's cut, extended cut, all kinds of different international cuts. Very, very good, slow moving, but very powerful science fiction movie by Steven Spielberg. A huge hit. If you've ever made a mountain out of mashed potatoes, you've probably seen the movie.
Okay, so we have...
Hey! You're aching for a break-in.
What's that?
That was tough guy Fonz from Happy Days, Henry Winkler, wearing a leather jacket and being a bad guy. He used to hit the jukebox to make it play, and only he could do it. Interesting fact about the Fonz was back when this came out in the 70s. Now this was a TV show in the 70s that looked back at the 50s. It was only 20 years previous, very fondly about that more innocent time. When they introduced the character of Fonz, the network was really nervous because leather jackets were associated with hooligans and ruffians. So the first couple episodes, they wanted him to wear a blazer instead of the leather jacket. If he wore the leather jacket, he couldn't be on the bike. So if he rides the bike, he's wearing the blazer. Only after a few episodes, they finally do away with that and let him wear his leather jacket on the motorcycle. And this series is also where you get the popular phrase, jumping the shark. And that means when something popular just becomes absurd. It's past its prime. It's become too much.
Okay.
That was when Happy Days went to SeaWorld, and Fonz, with his leather jacket on and a bathing suit, was not surfing, but what is it called? When the boat pulls you behind. Skiing. Water skiing. And he jumps over a shark pit. I don't know. It's silly.
Okay.
But that's where the term jumping the shark comes from.
Dad,
Yes.
I'm going to tell you the phrase, and you have to guess what it is.
Okay.
This man is a monster.
This man is a monster?
Yeah. It's a man that turns into a monster when he's angry.
Oh, the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, the TV series, right? Oh, that was from the opening credits. This man, this monster, the Incredible Hulk, 1979.
No, it says this man.
Now this man, this monster. Everyone knows who the Incredible Hulk's alter ego is, right? What's his name? When he's not the Hulk, he's
I don't know.
you know, he's Bruce Banner. But the network executives thought that Bruce was too wimpy of a name, so they called him David Banner. But it was popular for a few years there. Always on the run from a guy who was chasing him.
Hulk smash!
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. Lou Ferrigno was the Hulk, a jacked guy. Very cool. Yeah, he was and then about a decade after that, they came back with a series of movies where they introduced Daredevil versus the Hulk, Thor versus the Hulk, and the death of the Incredible Hulk. Very cool.
Okay, we have Knopf British sport car, fast-moving competitor.
All right, so that's one of the early 50s sets featuring vehicles, concept cars and such. I don't have much to say about that. British sports car.
We have Dawn in the Desert.
Desert Storm. Back when in the early 90s, when Saddam Hussein invaded the country of Kuwait, America and its allies rushed to defend it and drive Iraq back into its own country and restore Kuwait's liberty. This war was supposed to last years. Iraq had a formidable army. I can't remember what their names were, the Imperial Guard or whatever their names were. the elite troopers. And what happened was America went in and they dropped their weapons and ran away. And it was over in a few days. I remember I subscribed to U.S. News and World Report so I could keep up with the war as it progressed. As a 17-year-old who was joining the Army, I was very interested in what was going on. So I subscribed for a year, and then it was over in a week. And I got a year left of a magazine I didn't read because there was no coverage of the war that was already over.
Okay. So then I have Enrotic Aroja.
Oof. Enrico Caruso, singer.
Almost
1952.
done.
Historic people past and present are showcased in 2 series of portraits on the front.
Dad,
That's one of the mini cards there.
you didn't open your pack.
Oh, shoot. Well, hold on for a second then. You're going too fast, kid. Going too fast. The hungrier Lucas gets, the faster he goes. So I'm getting all these dupes here with the Batman, the Beverly Hillbillies, the Davy. Ooh, I got a foil Ghostbusters. Put that up in your room.
What?
I got Scoops. Read all about it is the theme of this 2 series set from 1954. It's interactive because before kids could read about what was on card fronts, they had to scratch off 2 broad black backs for a full view of original color art and names of the dates and events pictured. This was, of course, the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln. Hold on. And then I just got some more duplicates here. So 1 new card in that set. I should be pretty close to the full set, though.
So, my first 2 were both singers.
Ooh.
So first one I have Elvis.
Ah, love me tender, love me true. Elvis was someone who took the blues, made it super popular. I mean, he was a phenomenon. He released 2 to 3 albums a year for a decade. Young guy from the South. I remember he did, what did he do?
I don't know.
Oh, God, what was the song he did on the Ed Sullivan Show? And he gyrated his hips. And they were so nervous about him gyrating his hips that they only showed him from the chest up. And then they embarrassed him by having him sing Nothing But a Hound Dog to an actual dog. It was very silly, but the Ed Sullivan Show. Elvis Presley was everywhere. He made about 15 movies. He released about 30 albums. He actually put his career on hold, enlisted in the Army in World War II. Came back. A lot of people say he was never the same again. He started wearing the leisure jumpsuits, playing Vegas. And then in the late 70s, he died on the toilet.
What?
Just the way I would probably go, too. Yeah. He was obese. He was doing drugs, and he was on the toilet, and he died.
Like, oh, I gotta take a poop.
Yeah. Yeah. 1 for the ages.
And then we have Michael.
Michael Jackson got his own set back in 1984. Michael Jackson, it's hard to say how popular he was. Thriller sold something like 15 million copies. Everyone and anyone wanted something to do with Michael Jackson. Pepsi, he did tours, Victory Tour, his moonwalk, his sequin glove, the hair on fire. I mean, whatever was going on in his personal life. I mean, he didn't have much fashion sense, as you can tell by this card, but I mean, his Say video with Paul McCartney, something of a legend.
We got I was a statesman who led Britain through World War II. Who am I?
Winston Churchill?
I don't know. It doesn't say the answer.
Oh
no, Willie Mays. No, wait.
The baseball player?
No, wait. It says that. That's the last words.
No. Yeah, who am I? Yeah, so that's Winston Churchill.
Ah.
Card number 33 of a guy in a nose mustache getup. I stand as a giant among men in my sport. Who am I? Willie Mays.
Do you have any 3D glasses?
I'm sure we do somewhere. You got a 3D card? Yeah, you did. That's
okay.
I think that's the Tarzan.
I'm gonna go get some 3D glasses.
Well, you can't use the ones we use on the television. They have to be the one with red and blue.
Do you have any of those?
I don't know. I don't know where they would be. But this is Tarzan in 3D. 1953. Appealed to kids' fascination then with 3D, providing exclusive glasses needed to view the fronts, especially illustrated by famed comic book artist Joe Kubert. Not the video game guy. He Kubert actually had a school of illustrations in New York for many a years. He did Sergeant Rock. That's cool that he illustrated cards.
Okay, so we have another one of those.
Another one of those.
Cotwell Escaping.
Cotwell Escaping, World War II set for Battle. This is the third in a trio of graphic, controversial card sets that include Civil War news and Mars attacks. Like its predecessors, battle cards depict often gory scenes on card fronts. And there you go. The Nazi shooting down the prisoner of war trying to escape.
Okay, so now we got a wacky pack saying Gadzuka.
Gadzuka.
Annoy your teacher. Chew bubblegum in class.
Chew bubblegum in class. Oh boy. So that's the wacky packs. That's still going strong. We actually have a couple blasters we're going to be breaking. 1967 was the first one.
There we go.
There's even a book, huh? Nice. Yeah, all stickers. Very cool.
Okay, and we have Electrifying Performance.
Electrifying Performance. The Partridge Family, which was a series based around a family, Partridges, who traveled around in a bus. They were a band. They sung. They had a couple, actually pretty big hits back in the 70s. I don't know if it says any of them. Regularly, they had Puzzle Pieces, Fan Club Info, Divorced Monarch, Shirley Jones, loosely based on the Cowsills, a late 60s mom and pop. All right, so she was divorced. Yeah, Shirley Jones. Spun off a 3-series card set, huh? All right.
Okay.
See if I can get something besides duplicates. Kennedy, Laugh-In, Planet of the Apes, Outer Limits, Green Hornet, Robin Hood, Gremlins, Welcome Back Carter. All duplicates.
Okay, we have
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell.
Turtle Power?
Yeah.
How did you see the card?
I am all knowing.
So, Savoring their Reward. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
A little pizza, huh? Savoring their Reward. 1989. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I had a friend, Eric Tengren, back in middle school. And one day during, I think it was math class. No, not math class. History, maybe? He brought in a comic book he had picked up at the comic shop. It was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue 2, I believe. Of course, this was back when it first came out. And I remember reading it, and I was blown away. And I became a Turtles fan at that moment. Flash forward 5 years. I'm over at my friend Eric's house, and he tells me, "Oh, did you know that the Turtles had a cartoon series, a 5-episode series?" I didn't believe him because the comic book, if you're not aware, was black and white, and it was pretty gory. Not gory, but it was more adult-oriented. And I remember when that theme song played for the first time, I couldn't believe it. They ruined the Turtles for me. But
why?
Because the Turtles that I loved were these dark, gritty kind of guys.
Wow.
Homage to Frank Miller and Ronin and all these great things. And then they made them really cartoony. They gave them individual colored things. But it went on to great success. It's still going to this day. They've had a bunch of movies, a bunch of TV series reboots.
The cartoon?
If you ever get a chance to see the cartoon movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Forever, it actually has the rebooted 90s version meeting up with the 80s cartoon characters. And at the very end of the movie, they pull out the comic book versions in black and white. And they're very funny. A very great movie.
Okay, so we have these guys.
Yep, that's the dupes again. That's, I think, the third one of those.
More dupes.
What's this? Oh, this is different, though. This one is X-Ray Roundup. 1949, among several top premiums issued, including license plates, flags of the nation, and varsity, to promote its brand of gum, fronts of X-ray cards packed with tabs of pixie gum present color portraits of Native Americans, Wild West pirates, movie stars, and African tribesmen. Backs revealed a red line drawing overlaid with green lines, which viewed through the rectal of red cellophane X-ray paper exposed the hidden drawing. And those were, how small were those? They were originally 7/8 of an inch by 1 7/16. So those are tiny cards.
We have whatever that is.
The Locomotive 999. This is a Rails and Sails set from 1955. Another one of their educational planes, trains, automobiles line of cards.
Yeah, James Dean.
James Dean, America's Heartthrob. This is part of the Hit Stars series from 1957. James Dean, of course, a super popular movie star, rebel without a cause, who died, I believe, in a tragic car accident.
No. Okay.
But he was super popular. He actually made T-shirts popular by wearing them. Usually they're always worn under collar, buttoned-up shirts, so you could reuse the shirts more than one day. He wore them as a shirt, and it really caught on.
Okay, so we have Bazooka Joe in this game.
Bazooka Joe.
I'll tell you what the story is. It says, Joe, I got these medals at school. But did you get them more? What did you get them for? More? One I got for a good memory, and the other one I don't remember. I don't get it.
He said, why did you get those medals? And he got two of them. And he got one for having a great memory, and the other one he can't remember. So he doesn't really have a great memory.
Ah.
So this is Bazooka Joe. You may not know the old Bazooka bubblegum. Each came with a cartoon strip with you could redeem it for prizes if you collected enough of them. You don't get the prizes anymore, but you still get the cartoon strip because they don't do anything like that. Even Cracker Jack doesn't have anything good in them anymore. But Topps was the ones who made those. I used to have a nice little collection of those cartoon strips myself, even though it was kind of creepy that he was missing an eye.
But we have Michael again.
You got a foil Michael Jackson card.
And we got Elizabeth Taylor.
You got Elizabeth Taylor.
Which I actually have no idea who she is.
Who's Z at Star? Who's Z at Star? Yeah, that's the name of the set. Featuring A-listers Clark Gable, Spencer Tracer, and Elizabeth Taylor, among others. This was 1953. There you go. I don't know much about Liz Taylor except for Cleopatra.
Okay, this one's cool.
Alright, let's see if I can get a pack without duplicates. Superman, Neil Armstrong, Moonraker,
What's that?
Soupy Sales.
That one you didn't get.
Yeah, we did.
Oh. Okay, so this one I got.
Man, you're getting all the new ones.
Deport.
The Friends Depart. E.T., the Extraterrestrial, 1982. Steven Spielberg's masterpiece that makes even grown men and hardened criminals cry at the end of it. Do you remember what E.T. says? What he wants to do? What's he want to do?
Go home.
You E.T. phone home.
Oh.
And they touch fingers.
Oh yeah.
Touch the finger. A lot of this is what, like the fifth Steven Spielberg movie we've had, maybe more. Hold on. E.T. with Steven Spielberg, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future. He was a producer on.
Star Wars.
Yeah, he didn't have anything to do with Star Wars. Indiana Jones. So Steven Spielberg, well represented in this set for sure.
Yeah, Fight for Justice.
Zorro. Nice. The old Masked Crusader.
Oh, this one's
the original
funny.
Masked Crusader, I guess you should say, from 1958. Television, I think it was ABC it was on. He'd do the 57 to 59 spin-off to the movies by Disney. Very cool. If you ever have a chance to check those out, they still hold up pretty well today.
This one's funny.
Yeah?
So there's a fly in your room. So what? But look.
Oh, so there's a fly in your room. So what? This is Funny Monsters from 1959. So you can see that kid's yelling that there's a fly in his room, and the mother's dismissing it with, so what? Little does she know that the fly is twice as big as the kid and is on top of him. That'll give people nightmares.
I got Fight Rust.
Fight Rust, huh? Comic book hero stickers from 1975. Not familiar with this. Captain Marvel, among others, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Medusa, Spider-Man, Black Widow, Dr. Octopus. Fronts ID the characters, each of whom has a funny balloon quote. For example, Captain America says, "Look, Ma, no cavities. The backs are blank." That seems kind of boring. But a sticker one. What's that say? Fight Rust, yes. Because he is Iron Man.
Okay, we have Destroying a Dog.
The infamous Mars Attack series from 1962. Destroying a Dog.
Why would they destroy the dog?
Because they were killing everything. The Martians came down and they pretty much wipe out the whole planet.
Wow.
Very graphic, very controversial at the time.
Was there any survivors?
I think at the end they did. Did they beat the Martians? I think they beat the Martians at the end. Very similar to the Dinosaur Attack series from 30 years later. Its 50th anniversary was in 2012. They had a movie back in the 90s by Tim Burton. Very graphic, very cartoony, campy. Some of them are actually very funny.
Okay, we have this family sticks together, though thick and thin, mostly thin.
Mostly thin. Yep, that's the Good Times foil card.
We have Three and Company.
Three's Company. Yeah, Joyce DeWitt is Janet. So Joyce DeWitt. Three's Company was a series, very politically incorrect at the time, I guess you could say. Hold on. So Three's Company had there was a apartment, I believe, that there was a gentleman who played who was the guy who acted in it.
I don't know.
John Ritter. He wanted to room with two people, but the landlord would not let him room with the two girls.
What's a landlord?
He's the one who runs the building of like apartments. So he had to pretend to be gay, so the landlord wouldn't object to him staying with these two young, beautiful women. And ran for many years. Was it 8 or 9 years? I think she was on for the whole series. She was the cute girl who was the more serious one compared to the various blondes. A lot of trip falls, a lot of pratfalls, people falling over things. John Ritter was great at it.
And the last card of this box.
Another Mama original. Grease. So another John Travolta card, Grease from 1978, a musical, long before High School Musical, and other such things like Glee. This was the movie that, I mean, John Travolta, if you look at him in this picture, he's supposed to be a high school kid.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, is right. And she's supposed to be a high school girl. I think he was probably in his late 20s by this point. Obviously not a high school kid. Very popular musical, went on for many, they actually made some sequels too, but none of them, I think. You're out of packs already? None of them with John Travolta. If you ever hear the lyrics to some of these songs, they're pretty racy. But let's do the last pack. Star Trek double, Desert Storm double, Back to the Future double, He-Man foil. Oh, I got a new card. I had it with these cheap hotel rooms. Shock Theater from 1975.
Finally.
Topps card collectors have a thing for monster movies. Oddly, this one never made it past the test phase. Based on Hammer Films horror flicks, predominantly many takes on Dracula, this is the only Topps monster set with color stills. So, very cool. Got one new one. I'll have to see if I get the whole set here. And that's it. That you out of packs?
Yeah.
So that's the Topps 75th anniversary hobby box. We got my favorite, the Ed Gale Howard the Duck autograph card. We got Joyce DeWitt from Three's Company.
Three's Company.
And we got Richard Heel from Moonraker, James Bond. So what'd you think of this set, bud?
Awesome.
Awesome, yeah. A lot of this stuff was before your time, but I think I educated you a lot on some of the stuff. You got a Ghostbusters card, you got a Back to the Future cards, you got a bunch of cards you can hang up in your room and display. Very cool set. It was fun going back through memory lane, sharing some of the useless knowledge I've accumulated over my life. The autographs, there is Sylvester Stallone, which is a good hit. But a lot of them are like, lesser known actors. But I mean, I'm happy with my Howard the Duck autograph, quite frankly. That's probably the one I wanted to pick. Well, Sylvester Stallone I would have taken too. Actually, you know what? Don't think I did get the set because I think there's a Rocky card that I didn't get. So I don't think I got a set from this hobby box.
You didn't get any doubles?
Which would be very disappointing. I got a lot of doubles too.
No, you got like 4 packs of just doubles.
Yeah, so I think Rocky's in here, and we didn't get that. We didn't get Adam 12. We didn't get the Waltons.
We got that one.
Yeah, we got those.
Got that one. Got that one. Got that one. Got that one.
Yeah, so there's some on the box, 3 or 4 on the box that we didn't get. So I know I didn't get the set, which is very disappointing from a hobby box that I did not get them all. So I'll have to go online and see if I can trade, or if anyone here who's watching this video has some of the cards, feel free to drop me a line if you want to try to complete your sets. But overall, very worthwhile. I'm glad I didn't pay full price for it. I got a good deal at Dave and Adam's Cards. So very good. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to end this video now. This was a two-parter because I ran well over an hour. But check back in a day or two, and we will have the Wacky Pack Blaster Box video uploaded for your enjoyment. So thank you very much. It's almost baseball time, and we have a Topps opening day box coming in at some point this week as well. So look for that as well. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time for the Wacky Packs.
Bye.